Good morning, Indianambra, and welcome to another edition of Good Morning Anambra on ABS TV. It's a wet Friday morning, and I hope you had a good night rest. You're welcome to the press review. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Normally, how we do it here is to read out the headlines on ABS website and also other national dailies. But today, I'm going to be running it solo. I'm going to read out the headlines, and I will always request that you also call us and chip in your contributions. If you have any of the headlines that you have interest or you have anything to say, the phone lines will be displayed on the screen for you to do that. But we are going on a short break. When we come back, you get to hear the headlines. All right, you're welcome back. We are going to start this morning with the stories making the headlines on ABS website. The first story we have this morning is Anambra Women and Social Welfare Ministry NAPTIP apprehend man for raping sister. Nigerian troops recover more stolen petroleum products across the country. Anambra Agri Commissioner E. Joffer urges youth to embrace empowerment skill acquisition programs. Anambra State Government restates resolve to reposition tourism sector. All right, these are what we have in ABS website this morning. Looking at the first story, where Anambra Women and Social Welfare Ministry and also NAPTIP apprehended man for raping his sister. I think that's a very good one coming from the Ministry of Women Affairs and also NAPTIP, because this also acts need to be arrested. I wonder why a man that have a blood bond with another girl, that's the sister, we have the mind to go and rape the sister. And the parents who have been shielding this son of theirs for the past 2 years now. Well, thankfully, the guy have been arrested. And this is a wake-up call to parents to always be careful the kind of lifestyle that their children are living. You know, you need to always have that time you bond with your children in the family. You need to always look out for the kind of attitude or the kind of friends your child keeps and the kind of things he does, so that if you notice all those negative tendencies, you arrest it before time, before it will start spoiling things. All right, still on that, still on what we have there, Anambra Agri Commissioner Ihejo for urging youth to embrace empowerment and skill acquisition program. I would say that this is a very good one to stop the youth restiveness and then a whole lot of people walking about saying that they're not gainfully employed. I mean, this is an opportunity for you as a youth to take up this opportunity that is being given to you by being empowered and also having a skill, acquiring skill for yourself. This will help you both now and in the future, and also put food on your table instead of those people that are moving around looking for whom to scam or where they can steal one thing or the other. So these are the stories we have on ABS website this morning. Okay, we are going on a short break now, and when we come back, we'll continue with the stories we have on the national dailies. Stay with us.
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Orca or ABS Channel 27 Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio Radio Television and ABS YouTube page at ABS Television Orca.
ABS TV is now also on satellite. You can watch us from anywhere in Nigeria and other African countries. Simply install our TV decoder brand and tune to channel 315, or install any free-to-air satellite decoder and search for ABS TV.
Whichever option you choose, stay abreast of breaking news, documentaries, children's shows, talk shows, comedy, sports, movies, and lots more on your darling TV station.
For adverts and program sponsorship, contact 0803 388 8526 or 0806
Great news for Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS audience. You can now watch ABS television through any of these ways.
Buy a terrestrial antenna and connect to your television. Search ABS Channel 24 Orca or ABS Channel 27 Onitsha. Install StarTimes cable decoder and search ABS Channel 113. Install Metro Digital cable decoder and search ABS Channel 29.
Watch ABS TV on your smart TV or smartphone by downloading Anambra Broadcasting Service app on Google Play Store. Also watch via ABS Facebook page at ABS Radio.
This is Anambra.
All right, you're welcome back to the show this morning. We've been joined by Ejike Abata. Ejike Abata is a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Ejike. Welcome. How was your night?
Fine. It's a rainy morning.
Oh, yes. Okay, quickly, let's go over to the papers that we have this morning. The first paper under review is the National Star newspaper, with the big story in front of the National Star. Search for presidential candidate, North-South disagreement, mass APC governors meeting. And then we still have up there, I studied 31 countries before declining to vie for presidency. Obi. ASU strike, Nance give federal government 2 weeks ultimatum over crisis. Infant mortality in downward spiral in Cross River, Ayade. Enugu 2023, at last, Eweremadu Bows congratulates Mba. Army says IPOB's explosive device blew up own members. All right, these are the stories we have in front of the National Star newspaper. Let's start with the big story. Search for presidential candidate, North-South disagreement, mass APC governors meeting.
Well, I guess it's expected. It's expected because the southern governors before now had a meeting and they agreed they were going to support a president from the south. But going by what has been happening, both not just in APC and other political parties, that idea or decision has been thrown to the dogs. So it's now, and given also that political parties decided to throw open their presidential ambition, discarding the issue of zoning, everybody wants to take a shot at the presidency. So I expect that disagreement to come up. This, governors in the South would have wanted the northern governors to support them so that they will produce a president. But at the same time, even the some governors in the South are also sabotaging the whole idea. So let's see what will become of the APC after their primaries.
Okay, let's also see the ASU story. ASU strike now gives federal government 2 weeks ultimatum over crisis.
It's a mere threat. It's a mere threat by NANS. Probably they just want their voices to be heard again. Remember, they've said before now, no resolving of the ASU issue, no primaries. That was the threat they gave before now. Many political parties have had their primaries. We are waiting for the big one, the APC. So it's mere threat. I don't see them doing anything. And the worst they will do is go on the streets and protest, which they've done. And it's yielded no result. So the ultimatum they are giving, I wonder what they are about coming up with this time, but I don't see them doing anything unusual.
Okay, but I mean, they are the people suffering the whole thing. You know, when two elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers. They
are, but they've not done much as expected of a student association. And if you, NANS used to be in the scheme of things during the military era, but today they are now like rubber stamps in the hands of politicians. So their hands are tied. There is little or nothing that they can do. But they should be at the forefront of making sure that they go back to school and then have a smooth academic session, but that is not happening.
All right, let's go over to the next paper. That's the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Presidential primaries, why Odige Oyegun's panel cleared Tinubu and 22 others. Then we also have the rivals there. Governors plot to resist Buhari, heightens tension. How Buhari failed to name successor. Says the president north looking at north for successor. Explains how Southwest is divided over Tinubu and Osinbajo. 1 million to Kano Jet won't end banditry, Professor Yusuf. Train attack, our 2-year-old baby among 62 still in captivity. Family of victims cry out to government. 2023 polls, how I made Osinbajo VP in 2015. This is coming from Tinubu. So these are what we have in front of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. So,
why he cleared Tinubu and 22 others, according to Odige Oyegun, one wonders what special reasons. If, according to the constitution of the APC, that Tinubu meets the standard, then he should be cleared. But in the eyes of some Nigerians, Tinubu shouldn't be part of those contesting for this election for some reasons. Remember, there are many allegations against him, and even trying to get the authorities to probe him is becoming a problem. So, for whatever reason, if he met the conditions of the APC constitution, then it should be cleared and allowed to run. But where there might be an issue is between Tinubu and Osinbajo, given that they are from the same zone, and both of them doesn't seem to have any plan of stepping down for the other. That would massively affect their chances. Of course, Tinubu has said how he made Osinbajo VP. Even when Osinbajo had earlier denied that Tinubu made him VP. But Tinubu remains the godfather of Southwest politics. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's go over to the Punch newspaper this morning. Looking at the Punch, the big story in front of the Punch, I brought Buhari out of political retirement, assisted him to emerge President Tinubu. I went to Katsina to convince Buhari to contest after 3 defeats at Siwaju. I nominated Osinbajo after Saraki. Orders blocked me from taking VP slot. This is still coming from Tinubu. Northern Governor plans consensus. Akeredolu Tinubu orders insist on Southern presidency. Abuja fuel queues return 3rd time in 2022. Motorists flee NNPC. And then we can still see that story of ASU meeting as a visitation panel submits reports today. So I think there is a light at the end of the tunnel here. And then Union Bank CEO orders resign as Titan Trust completes acquisition. Or Cadaban Lagos crushes another 2,228 motorcycles today. Outrage as lady dies after plastic surgery. Please seek information. So, and then we can see that electricity tariff surges by 58% after 500 billion naira subsidy suspension. So should we start with that, the electricity tariff?
Oh, what's there to say? It behoves on us to sit back this time and then begin to take whatever government throws at us. This increase in tariff, it should be the second or the third one in 2022. And it's not helping small business, even it's not helping any business at all, whether small or large. It's not helping at all. The amount of money spent on electricity, I must say that in my area, it's kind of improved. I don't know about others. It has improved in my area. But then the price is something else. And businesses cannot run without electricity. And where you have them and then you put exorbitant prices, you charge exorbitant prices for the distribution, it becomes a problem. Businesses cannot break even in such manner, and that's why we have so many companies leaving Nigeria to neighboring countries. So it's a big problem.
Okay, now looking at the big story in front of the Punch, I don't know why Tinubu is throwing tantrums. He said the big story there, I brought Buhari out of political retirement, assisted him to emerge the president. Now under the riders, he now told us how he went to Katsina to convince him to come and contest after 3 decades. Now again, he's still talking about nominating Osinbajo and Saraki. Others blocked him from taking the slot of VP, and that they actually want APC to zone this presidential seat to the south.
It shows that he has had an inkling that he won't either be allowed to contest or that they're reaching a consensus and that preferred candidate is not he himself. Yes, he's just lamenting and trying to remember APC stakeholders, his contributions in the party. And politics does not thrive on sentiment. Whatever he might have done in the past belongs to the past. Everybody who has purchased that form wants to take a shot at the presidency. Yes, he might have, he's an APC leader. He has paid his dues in the party. He has supported the party. But they can't just give him that candidacy on a platter of gold. They would want him to fight for it, given that there are other persons who might be preferred. I know if if Buhari's choice were to be Tinubu, I don't see Tinubu making these statements. But probably they probably sat down and say, okay, this is the person we're going to choose as our consensus candidate. And that's why Tinubu is trying to let them know his contributions to the party. But it doesn't work that way.
All right, over to Daily Independent, and seeing that Tinubu is a kingmaker, he's still saying that I made Buhari president, Osibanjo VP, it's now my turn, and says Abiodun couldn't have become governor without him. Explosive device planted by APOB blows up members in Imo Army. And then the big story there, kidnapping, mop up weapons among Fulani youths, Dambazo. APC presidential primary, Buhari to take final decision as governors fail to reach consensus. And then we still have the EFCC release suspended accountant general of the Federation. Let's talk about the kidnapping. Dambazo telling the Northerners to mop up weapons among Fulani youths.
That's the Nigerian government or security authorities need not be told that should have been their major aim at reducing insecurity or banditry. But nobody is looking towards that direction. I would have expected that maybe weekly we see display of arms that has been retrieved from not just Fulani bandits, every other group who has had the opportunity of either buying weapons or stealing weapons from security agents. That's one sure way of reducing it. Buying more weapons to fight criminals, I do not think it's the best option. What they need to do is to see ways of retrieving these weapons that are in the hands of the wrong people. But we are not seeing that happen. I hope it will begin now that an insider has made an authority has made that suggestion or declaration, if it were, so that as time goes, especially as we are approaching the election year, of course, they are beginning to use these weapons. But let's see how many, let's see how much you can recoup from them before the elections comes.
All right, the next paper is the Guardian newspaper. APC presidential primary aspirant stakeholders in live throw of the dice. Ohaneze Arawa chieftain won Buhari APC leaders over 2023 presidency. Insecurity could worsen ahead of general election, says report. Nigeria moves to locate and enroll 200,000 undetected yearly TB cases. Troop kills 35 terror suspects, arrests 62 in 2 weeks, says Defense Headquarters. Ekweremadu backs down, says ambition not worth any Enugu indigent life. Okay? These are the big the stories in front of the Guardian newspaper this morning. So when I read Ekweremadu's story, you started smiling. You want to talk about that?
He has tried to, of course, he has been knocked off his ambition of wanting to be governor of Enugu State. And they already have a candidate in PDP, Peter Mba, who seems to be acceptable by all, even including the sitting governor and then former governor of Old Anambra State. And it was even rumored that Ekweremadu has decamped from PDP and then is now in the Labour Party, but he went on to refute that allegation. And we also heard that he approached Atiku so as to be his vice, his running mate, but that also were mere rumors. It's a good thing if he has decided to to withdraw from the race, knowing well that whatever plans he has now will scuttle the whole process, except he leaves the party. And I wonder which other political party he will join today that will give him that platform, or he will stand a chance to contest against those in the leading party like APC and PDP. So his best chance is to sit back and then wait for another opportunity. Everybody must not be governor. Let's even start at that. Everybody must not be governor. He has attained a glorious height in politics, becoming the deputy Senate president, where nobody ever expected, and even I'm sure he never expected that he would one day become the deputy Senate president. We all knew how he came to be the deputy Senate president. Becoming the number fourth or number fifth man in Nigerian politics. So he has attained that height, and he must not become governor of Enugu State to crown his political achievements. No, be better for him to enjoy his stay in the Senate, then step down for others to continue from where he stopped.
Okay, now over to this day newspaper. We can see the big story still talking about the Buhari making choice of a successor, and then Tinubu talking about that he should be the consensus candidate. And now that right there, we can see Vice President meets Adamu and 5 governors, APC governors, to convey their suggestion to President today. Now we see the pictures of the key choices before Buhari. There you see Osibanjo, Lawan, Tinubu, Fayemi, Amechi, Nnamani, Babio, Ono, and Amosu, and Badaru. Okay, these are the key choices before the president. Now, Methodist prelate alleges kidnappers took them to gully full of corpses of beheaded victims. Now, these are the things we have in front of the This Day newspaper. Let's also see what we have in front of the Nigerian Tribune. Rotate power to South to retain presidency. Akeredolu tells APC. It's my turn. It is Yoruba's turn. Tinubu explains effort he made for Buhari to be president and how he nominated Osibanjo as VP. Families of Kaduna trained victim mark 65 days in captivity. Buhari must appease Fulani before leaving office. Guni. EFCC releases Accountant General of the Federation on bail. Okada ban, Commercial Motorcycle Riders Union sues Lagos government.
That's the issue of the Accountant General.
Accountant General, yes.
We all saw what played out yesterday. Because it's laughable that a government official is hale and hearty, doing his job, supposedly. But the moment they are arrested and taken into custody or charged to court, they all of a sudden fall sick. This is an accountant general who was brought to the courts in clutches, being assisted by his aides, pretending not to be able to walk. He even had a neck brace on his neck. It was alleged that he has a spinal cord injury. He has been walking, he was okay, he was fine before he was arrested, but now that he has been arrested, he developed spinal cord injury. But we never heard that he had an accident after he was arrested. So where the spinal cord injury came from, we do not know. He was assisted into the court premises, and when it was time for him to say his prayers, in his closet, he dropped the whole theatrics and dropped the clutches, the neck brace, and for anybody who has a spinal cord injury, it's very difficult for you to be able to bend down. But we saw him say his in prayers in camera, bending down and then standing up like every other human being. which shows that there is nothing actually wrong with this man. And this is a level at which people go to cover up their crimes. You have been indicted, you have been accused of stealing a whopping 80 billion naira when ASU is on strike, students are at home. And it also shows that he has no remorse for what it was alleged that he did. That video that trended yesterday just shows that this man is guilty as charged. Whatever the court might be saying is just mere formality, just for them to follow through the process. But he has already indicted himself with that video that we saw yesterday. And it's high time the courts should not or no longer listen to people who all of a sudden fall ill and they need medical because the next thing
once they come for trial,
the next thing like the accountant general will say he's going abroad for treatment.
Yes.
That is the next. But they've thrown his plans to the dust. It's sad.
All right, let's move over to the Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Big story there. Presidential ticket, 72 hours for APC primary screening report not ready. We are on it, Oyegu. Appeal committee yet to be constituted. No cause for alarm, Lawan, Yerima and Okorocha says. Fraud, Yari remains in custody as EFCC frees suspended AGF. And then we can see this, this Governor Yahaya Bello, you know he's APC aspirant, canvassing for delegates to vote for him in this coming primary, that's coming APC primary. I think we've seen that in almost all the papers this morning.
You can imagine
talking
how much
about
he has
security,
spent.
unity and progress.
Imagine how much he has spent for front page adverts in National Daily. Imagine how much he has spent. And let's also not forget that workers in Kogi State are being owed salary. And this is somebody who has used 100 million naira of public funds to purchase form, presidential form. Now, we are not talking about how much that he has spent on other campaigns and how much he will spend in the forthcoming primaries, because money must change hands.
Sure.
Money must change hands. I think Governor Yahaya Bello just he wasted an opportunity. He is the youngest governor, I think, in Nigeria, but he wasted an opportunity. He would have been a light for other youths to go into politics and make the difference. But the opportunity he had, of course, he knew how he became. He didn't just come out and contest, and he was a child of circumstance. That was how he became a governor, and then he misused the opportunity. I wonder, of course, if you tune into radio, you hear callers from Kogi State lamenting how much how many months that they've not been paid. And we have their governor vying for the number one seat in the country. Let's not forget, when he was about contesting for his second tenure, he had to bring in Governor El-Rufai of Kaduna State to come and beg the people of Kogi, assuring them that he will make amends for his sins against them. But it seems to be worse now.
All right. Let's also see what we have in front of the Daily Sun newspaper this morning. Zoning consensus tear governors apart. Southeast PDP caucus nominates Ekunife as Senate minority leader. Troops kill 14 terrorists, arrest 15, rescue 100 family members. Carlo appointed DG of Lawan campaign organization. Alleged 80 billion naira fraud, EFCC frees suspended accountant general. And we can also see the picture of Senator Ahmed Ibrahim Lawal still, seeking for vote from the delegates. And now the leadership newspaper Flag bearer, tension in APC as governors plot to oppose PMB's choice. Southern governors insist on parachute. And then Tinubu still saying that it's his turn. He's tired of sponsoring political sons. Yeah, that's what we have there in front of the leadership newspaper.
It also shows that maybe perhaps the source of the billions he's spending is declining. For him to say he's tired of sponsoring political sons, the time he would have contested for president, he didn't take that opportunity. As far as Tinubu is, he's not fit. He's not fit to be, given his age and health-wise. He's no longer active. He should relegate himself to the background and continue to play the role of father and the kingmaker that he is in the whole of Southwest. It's a big honor given to him. In the whole of Southwest, he controls what happens in those. You saw one of the headlines saying he also made Governor Abiodun of Ogun State governor. So he mustn't be president. I know, of course, he feels betrayed, especially by the vice president. Tinubu feels betrayed. But like I said, politics is not based on sentiments. It is those people whom you even sponsored or whom you even made that will turn around to fight you.
Okay. Also, the Nation newspaper, Keredolu, why APC must rotate power to retain power. Tinubu visits Oyo Ogun, gets delegates back in. It's time to reward me, says ex-governor. Invest at home, Buhari urges Nigerians abroad. We have spent 43 billion naira on pensioners, says Oyetola. Makinde may unveil running mate today. New investor takes over Union Bank as chairman and CEO. Directors resigns. Now, New Telegraph newspaper is still talking about the APC presidential primary. The ticket divides National Working Committee. Years of injustice, neglect pushed herdsmen into armed struggle. This is coming from Miete Allah. MBS, foreign investment inflow dips by 28.09% in the first quarter of 2022. Now, let's look at that statement from Miete Allah.
They've just come to the agreement that they are part of the insecurity we face in Nigeria. That is the summary of that statement. What year of neglect, in what area, in what aspect? You don't expect people to give up their land for you to thrive on your business. If you want to, you are into a business and a booming one at that. Everybody needs protein in their food, but you mustn't take people's property in order to fund your business by force. No, if you approach somebody and ask for a portion of land, if you have an agreement as regards the price, then the land becomes your own. I can't remember how many Northerners have lands or landed properties outside the North compared to what we have from people or businessmen in other parts of the region. So that statement by Miete Allah, if it were in a climb that works, security operatives would look into it, and in fact they will even invite him to come and make further statements or explanations as to why he made that statement. But the statement has been made, and as far as I'm concerned, it ends there.
Okay, how do you also see this nomination of Uche Ekwunife as a minority leader by PDP?
Since the exit of Abaribe from the PDP, Uche Ekwunife is the next ranking PDP senator in the Senate. Remember that she came from the House of Reps, so she has had that experience over the years, and then she is not a docile senator. She's an active member of the Senate and a ranking member also. When you know, we're in a house where you have over 300, 100 and something senators. When everybody raises on their hands to talk, it's not all of them who are given the opportunity to talk. But if you are given an opportunity to talk, it shows that you make meaningful contributions. And even some people don't even raise their hands to talk. They just sit there and disperse. But Uche Ekwunife she has shown that she's part of the lawmaking process. She has shown that she has something to give in the Senate. And that's why, besides Abaribe, Uche Ekwunife is just the next person.
Okay, so it's a well-deserved honor, right?
It's well-deserved.
Okay, on that note, we want to say a very big thank you to you, AGK Abata, for joining us on Press Review this morning. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Well, that's it on the review. Thank you so much for joining us. After this short break, we'll see you on the other side. Stay with us.
Have you ever given up something really precious just to make another person happy?